Today I'd like to do a reading on what message Spirit has for us today. What are we not seeing? What do they want? What does Spirit want to bring our attention to? And I'm going to start by shuffling up the major arcana cards to get one card as the focus point on the Tree of Life. So, one card, please. And the card that's come up is number 3, the Empress. The Empress walks path 14 on the Tree of Life between the Sephira of Chokmah on the Pillar of Mercy, which is about wisdom, and the Sephira of Bina, which is at the top of the Pillar of Severity, understanding. She is all about being receptive to the abundance that is all around us, nurturing and caring towards others and ourselves, being a wellspring of creative flow, full of life and vitality, and in harmony with herself and the world around her. The Empress's shadow could be self-indulgence or excess, smothering or controlling behavior, or overly guided by emotion and not totally rational. When we look at the path that the Empress is walking, as I say, on one side we have Chokmah, and we could ask the question of what is trying to be created in the Sephira. And on the other side of her pathway is Bina, where we could ask the question, what is trying to be constricted? The Hebrew word associated with her pathway is daleth, which is door. And so that speaks to moving through a door from one area to another, from the area of Chokmah where everything is available, wisdom, towards Bina, which is understanding, but also it's constricted. In order to be able to be manifested into the world, energy has to be constricted from the world of spirit into something more concrete. So as we consider what the Empress is trying to say to us right now, let's pull a card for each of the Sephira. So we'll start by pulling one card for the Sephira of Chokmah. As I said, that is the gray Sephira on top of the Pillar of Mercy. It is known as wisdom. It is ruled by the planet Uranus. Okay, let's have a look. So the card that we're going to be putting into this is interesting, the 3 of water. That is the 3 of cups. Okay. And what are we going to be putting into Bina, which is on the other side, on top of the Pillar of Severity, in the black Sephira, ruled by Saturn, with the name Understanding. What needs to be constricted moving forward? And here we have the 8 of Swords. So with the 3 of water, the 3 of cups being here at home in Chokmah, we could perhaps look at this is what we're trying to create more of, or this is the message that we're getting from the Empress or through the Empress, that Spirit wants us to look at ways in which we can create more of the celebrations, the love, the joy, the friendship connections that we have relating to the 3 of Cups. Where in your own life do you see this fitting? It will be different for each of us. Now, when we look across towards the Eight of Air or the Eight of Swords, the question might be, what is trying to be constricted? And let's consider what the Eight of Swords is often meant to depict. We have that feeling of being constricted, of being unable to move forward, of being trapped. Overthinking, because it's the swords, we are looking at patterns of thought. Being confused or restricted. We are blind to where we could actually move forward. So one could perhaps say that Spirit is asking you to look at why you are allowing yourself to be trapped within your own thoughts, and encouraging us to look up and look around and see where we might be able to move out of this. If we can bring the understanding of Bina to why we are feeling trapped in this moment, and we look at the expansion in Chokma to bring more of the joy and celebration into our lives, looking at the cards we have here and where they're showing up, I would suggest that the message that Spirit is sharing with us today is to allow yourself to step out of the constriction and the restrictions you are feeling from the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Air, and look up and look around and see why you are trapping yourself. Let go of that feeling that you can't get out of that situation, and try and see what is holding you back, because when you do, you move into that expansion of more joy, more happiness, more friendship, more celebration in your life. Let's take a moment to clarify these cards and see if we can get any more information from that. So let's start with the Empress. What else should we know about the Empress this month? And we have here, the first card is Justice, the Four of Wands, and the Five of Swords. Okay. Where do we want to go with that? Justice is about staying in your truth, being balanced, being truthful, being honest. It's also could be looked at as the law of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. The Four of Wands is a celebration, which fits really well with the Empress. With the Five of Swords showing up here on the Empress, along with Justice and the Four of Wands, I would suggest that the caution is for us to have a look at how we are fighting with our own thoughts and our own ideas about how we want to move forward with the Empress. As somebody who lives a lot in her own head, I know how often we can get trapped with thoughts going round and around, and oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and isn't this better, isn't that better? But this is the time to trust the abundance of the Empress. As long as we stay centered in our truth and we are fair and just, we can afford to let go of that overthinking and move forward into the Three of Cups or Three of Water. Let's see what else we have showing up in the Three of Water. What else do you want us to know about this? And we have the World, which is coming, could be everything. The world is beautiful. Could be endings. It could also be new beginnings. It's another cycle. We have the Sun, which many people say is the best card in the deck. It certainly brings us illumination. And we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is an offer of abundance. So by moving with the Empress along the pathway from the Three of Cups in Chokmah, if we embrace those aspects of the Three of Cups and we move towards the Eight of Air, the Eight of Swords, we have all the tools at our disposal to get out of that feeling of entrapment. But let's see what clarification comes up for the Eight of Swords. What do we need to know here? Oh, someone's upside down. We don't need it upside down. We've got the Temperance card, which is patience and balance. We have the Five of Pentacles, which is feeling perhaps a little left out, victim mentality. And we have the King of Wands, which is the passionate knowledge of being able to move forward and create something. So as we look at the entrapment we may be feeling from the Eight of Swords, allow ourselves the grace of patience, while at the same time allowing our passion to guide us as we move to work through this feeling of entrapment. And with the Five of Pentacles showing up there, it would seem to me that that feeling of entrapment has something to do with our feeling unseen, not good enough, left out, somewhere along those lines. Let's round this off with a couple of oracle cards and see if we get another message that gives us a little more information. And this is the dragonfly spirit. Truth transcends illusion. And let's see what message the mystical shaman cards might have for us as well. Let's take one card here. And we have the mystical shaman. That's interesting. And as we're using a lot of the decks from Colette Baron-Reid, let's take one more card from her Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And that one says, all that glitters. When I look at these three cards here, I would say that part of the message that Spirit is giving us, or our higher selves, just whatever your personal connection is, we're being called to go within the mystical shaman and look for the truth. Not everything that glitters is the truth. Go within, find the truth. What is the truth for you? Where does the truth lie for you? Move away from the illusion. And that could be part of what's keeping one trapped in the Eight of Air or the Eight of Swords, that we don't know what is truth and what is illusion. feeling trapped is often an illusion. There is a way for us to move out of it. However, we need to just look at things a different way. As we move into the energy of these cards, let us keep in mind that there is a fine line between truth and illusion. And we are being asked to be discerning by going within and assessing what is the truth that resonates with our soul. What is our truth? And as we do that, how do we let go of the illusions that we have held, sometimes for a long time? But being able to let them go at this time will free you up to move forward with the abundance of the Empress into the joy of celebration of friendships and grow in the love and illumination that these will bring. As we look at these cards and their clarifiers, my sense is that the direction that we want to walk this month is to walk up the path of the tree of life from Bina to Chokma, taking advantage and support from the Temperance card, bringing us patience, being supported with our passion and intelligence from the King of Wands, as we work on our feelings of victimization or whatever it is that the Five of Wands, the Five of Pentacles is representing for us here. And as we work with those feelings, we will be able to release the restrictions of the Eight of Swords, because they are ours to let go of, take the blindfold off. And when we do that, we can move back across the Tree of Life to the Sephira of Chokma, where the illumination of the sun, the Ace of Pentacles with all its opportunities, and the world with its completion and new cycles and new beginning are waiting for us. With the Oracle cards reminding us that we want to do this with truth, letting go of illusion, and it's an inside job. Sending you all love and light and many blessings on your journey.